First of all, she is the owner and founder of, is it LKE or Like? LKE. God love you. LKE Publicity, which specializes in arts, entertainment, public relations, and social media. With experience in creating campaigns and advising on strategies, her team sets up and maintains social media accounts for their clients, which include Dee Wallace, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the Hollywood Museum, and various books and films. Please welcome Lisa England. And you're going to have to turn your mic on, I think, because I had to. And it's not my union to turn on the mic. She started her professional career at CAA in the television department, and from there joined an affiliate group developing the Whosay app, a subsidiary of CAA, where she built out special media profiles and strategies for some of Hollywood's top actors, musicians, models, creating social campaigns for film, television shows, books, and tours. Today she is Chief Creative Officer of RSM Consulting, helping entertainment industry professionals and brands create, manage, and grow their digital and social media presence. Please welcome Allison Silverman. And he is the owner of Rank Hero SEO, utilizing social media and search traffic for voiceover actors. With over a decade in the entertainment industry, he specializes in how to most effectively use search, video, and social media to build brands and followings for voiceover performers in particular. Please welcome James Cluster. And you guys all might have to turn on your mics. There we go. Cool. So we have mics set up for you guys as well, and please, throughout the night, just walk up to the mic if you have a question. If we're in the middle of a conversation, I've got great peripheral vision. I'll find you, but try to keep your questions short. If there's a long line of people, get as many people in as possible. So here's the deal, guys, and we were talking about this in the green room. A little over a year ago, I lost out. I was the #1 choice for a producer for a pilot, but I lost out because I only had 2,500 Twitter followers, and they wanted somebody with 10,000. And they told me that he was actually talent-wise their #5 choice, but he had the most followers, and they're thinking, well, that's a built-in audience. It's like a Nielsen rating. Is this what the business is today? And any one of you, take it from there.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
I've heard it.
Well, that's it, folks. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
No, I mean, the truth of the matter is that Twitter and Nielsen work together, and they've done studies to show that the number of times you post about...
Put the mic in front of your face, yes.
The number of times you post about your show and post about being a part of the show raises Nielsen ratings, and they've seen it. There's definitely a connection there. So unfortunately, casting directors, it's trickled down to their directive that they're casting based on social media.
They actually have Nielsen ratings for Twitter now. So
Really?
It's not just, yeah.
So the tweets themselves get rated?
Yes. So you've got, the shows get rated by their Twitter Nielsen following.
I think what was interesting for me is that I can understand this for the on-camera actor, but the voiceover actor, it's new to us.
Yeah, I think it's, I like to, when I talk to a client, I like to compare it to, box office draw. When they know that somebody can open a movie and they can do significant business, they're going to give the lead to that actor, that performer. And it's very similar with a social media following for a voice actor, because that's really a way to gauge how popular that person is. So it's not just about the characters they play, which they're not necessarily associated with. It's how can they get that message out to their fan base? Have they built that fan base, or are they just their character? Can they, if they're casting something new, are they going to bring that audience with them when they're in a new project? So.
And you work a lot with Rob Paulson.
I do work a lot with Rob Paulson.
And other animation actors, but I'm assuming that this needs to be done for all genres of voiceover, audiobooks, commercials, games, etc.
Yeah, when a producer is going to hire you for something, talent notwithstanding, they also want to feel like there's a little bit of a built-in guarantee that you're going to maybe help sell the project, because you can get out to a fan base or a following or somebody who's interested in what you're doing, not not necessarily because of the project, but they're going to watch the project, they're going to buy the book, they're going to buy the DVD, they're going to buy the action figure, whatever, because you can reach 50,000 people and let them know about it. And those people, not only can you reach them, but that you have a relationship with them. Because you can certainly buy Twitter followers, you can buy YouTube views, you can do those things, but that you need to also see some feedback. Who are you getting out to?
Is that how the buyers and the studios know that they're not real? That there's no activity on the account if it's 100,000 followers, but nobody's talking about you?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some accounts where there's hundreds of thousands of followers and there's no engagement, and you're thinking, who are these people? That are following you?
Robots.
Yeah, robots. There was a time in Hollywood where the veil was down and they were still movie stars, but that was a name that was coined by Grauman. And before that, the actors were, low life. Then he said they're going to be movie stars, unreachable. And so we went for so long with that, like they're unreachable. Well, social media changed that. And your audiences want to know that they know you, that they're invested, that they can engage with you, because so many people are out there. And if you're not, then they're going to go to somebody else. And so you really want to find, to a group of voiceover actors, you want to find your voice in your social media platforms. So you want to find what that is and how that can reach your particular audience. Like Bernie Sanders has got, he just, not political view, just that he's got his own Twitter and then he's got somebody who does it for him, and it's very known that this man does it for him. But he tweets in a New York accent, and he said that he finds that he gets more engagement when he says, "we're gonna," as opposed to "we're going to." I mean, it's that, yeah. And so you really want to pay attention to what your audience, your people, want to know about you, and they want to know you're real people.
I think that speaks to the importance of being authentic and being genuine in what you're trying to do. You can look at this as a really scary medium that's preventing you from getting opportunities, or you can look at this as an opportunity to grow your audience and to maintain your fan base and to bring them with you from project to project. So this authentic and genuine voice that you've cultivated for yourself through your projects, it's great, but you don't necessarily have the control on any project that you're on of how you're portrayed. Somebody else is editing it, somebody else is putting a character on for you, and social media is an opportunity for you to show off who you really are, what your authentic and genuine voice is, and by espousing that and putting that out there as truthful as you can be, not honest, but truthful, and we can talk about that later.
Well, let's talk about the starting point. Let's
Sure.
say you are a voiceover actor, and in this room, I feel like we're all. Thank you for visiting. Do we know what that sound means? I mean, it's like it's a fire alarm. Yeah. It's there somewhere. They left? Oh, boy, did they miss an important call. Okay. So we'll talk over the beep. Let's talk about, we have a variety of people here. You've got some years where you're working like crazy, some years where you're not. You've got some people who are starting out their voiceover career, and some people with a thriving voiceover career. And let's say none of them thank you for stopping, I think. None of them have a strong social media presence. How do they start?
Well, what's great is when you're just starting out and you're exploring all of the various facets of getting into the industry and all the things that you have to do, the classes you have to take, the demo that you have to create, all of those things. A lot of your friends and family, and then also the people that you're going to meet going through this career process, are going to want to friend you on Facebook and follow you on Twitter and follow you on Snapchat and see you do a YouTube video and all of these things. So utilizing those to actually kind of document the process of what you're doing to break in, is a great way to connect with people, because everybody wants to kind of see people be successful, and they want to see your triumphs and they want to see your failures. So they're happy to see, you tweet about, hey, I tried really hard and I didn't get that thing that I wanted. I didn't book that job, but you know what? I'm going to get out there tomorrow and I'm going to do it all over again. They want to follow that kind of energy and dedication. And because this community is also so small, despite everybody, we were talking about that earlier, despite everybody who's trying to come into it, the community itself is fairly small. So you don't know when you make that tweet and you do that YouTube video and you make that Facebook post, who's going to end up picking up on that. If you are diligent about it, if you're posting, every day, a couple of times a day, and I know that sounds really, really hard, but it's really not.
That is really hard. I mean, are you a victim of your smartphone all day long? You're like trying to think of something clever to put out there?
I think it's harder than you think it is. Getting started is often the hardest part. And what I would say, anytime I'm working with someone, the first thing I say is, I want you to write down 5 to 10 things. If you had your whole fan base, your whole audience, everyone that was cheering you on in a room, know them or don't, and they could walk out knowing 5 to 10 things about you. What are those things? And then prioritize them. So, I'm an actor, I'm a musician, I have a clothing line, I have a family, I have values, I have a philanthropy. Write down all of those things so you're showing a really holistic view of yourself, and then weight them, and then decide what's most important. And then you can kind of divide it's really easy math. Every 10 posts, you're doing X number of philanthropy posts, X number of voiceover posts. And it's a great way to keep yourself honest and make sure that you're representing yourself and representing your brand, but having some diversity in your content and allowing yourself to be genuine to who you are and speak to your personality. And it'll inspire you of what type of post to do next.
Yeah, and then you can also go on to, so Facebook and Twitter have trending down the right side? Right side. Trending down the right side. So if you keep that in mind, what are my 5 priorities or whatever? Well, we talked about this earlier about George Takei, and he's got a really great following. He found his voice, and he has a whole new career out of it. And one of the things is he's a for social justice. I'm trying to think of, and so that's one of the things he jumps on. So if there's something like that, like say you really love animals, you support animals, and so if there's something trending about that, you can jump on that and use that hashtag. But to start off, and I don't know. So if you start off with the basic, and you're just going to do like Facebook and Twitter to start off with, I feel like that's a good base. I mean, there's different age groups. I know Facebook is older. There's no young people on Facebook because Grandma's on Facebook. She is.
Love Grandma.
We love Grandma. No,
we love all of Grandma's friends liking all of our
we
posts.
want Grandma to like us. We just got to be careful what we say. And then Twitter's younger, and then Snapchat's really big with the teens. She's a Snapchat queen.
You were chatting your snap in the other room there, weren't you?
I was chatting and snapping.
There you go, yeah.
I was Snapchatting prior to coming out on this panel, yes.
And I understand that Snapchat is going to be doing original programming.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of doing it now.
Each episode is on the air for 24 hours, then it goes away.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Snapchat is a really interesting tool because you don't really know your metrics. So it's kind of a great way to get started in that you don't obsess over the numbers as much.
Would you explain what Snapchat is for those of us, hi, how are you, who don't have a clue?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Snapchat is an app, and it's a communication tool, and it gives you the illusion that the content goes away. Notice those words, it gives you the illusion that the content goes away. To be very clear, just because it's on the Snapchat does not mean it goes away. So you're still posting. If it's on the internet, it's attainable to be shared. That being said, it's not as curated. Instagram for most people, they spend hours on each post. Filtering, and there's apps that you can buy that will make you look absolutely gorgeous, and every photo is photoshopped for most of these people that are Instagram famous.
So these are just pictures.
They are just pictures. So Snapchat is in the moment. You can't take a photo out of the app into the app. Everything that you're taking on Snapchat is via the Snapchat app. There are filters within Snapchat that are really fun and awesome for hiding, I stayed out too late kind of face, or woke up too early kind of face. You know what your call time is. And there's really cool geo-targeted filters. So you take a picture or you take a video and then you swipe over and you can make it you can put emojis in the photo. You can get geo-targeted. So I live in Santa Monica, and it has the Santa Monica Pier that you can put over the photo, and I can make all my family back in New York jealous that it's 75 degrees and sunny. And so it's a really cool communication tool. You don't have to fixate on numbers, and you can use it for storytelling. You build these stories that only last 24 hours, and it's photos and videos. So you can show someone what it's like to be a voiceover artist. Show them what it's like in that booth, what walking into the studio is like, that you get to wear your pajamas, that you are meeting with these people, how small your space is, how big your space is. Tell the story of your day. You often think that because it's not it might not be the most glamorous, doesn't mean that it's not aspirational. These moments that you're having are not attainable moments that other people are experiencing. So share them and show them off.
There's one other thing that I really like about Snapchat that I've actually talked to Rob about a lot. I don't know, how many people in here do like character voices? They're interested in creating characters. Okay, so the thing that I really like about Snapchat is those filters, they change all the time. So there's always kinds of different people and creatures and things that you can be. And that's a fun element, I think, is creating characters for those filters and posting those to your story. And
Don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either, Bob.
What do you mean that
If you are taking a photo, before you take the photo, you tap on your face. Snapchat has the wherewithal to map out your face, and then we'll put a dog on it. Or today for 420, they put Bob Marley on it. And I'm not kidding, you can do it right now. There's a strawberry face today. I found out I would look great if I was obese, by the way.
Or a strawberry.
Or a strawberry.
But if you don't have a big, it's overwhelming having all these platforms. So I would start with two. Just start with two, and that's why I was saying Facebook and Twitter, just because it's the standard, exactly. And I would start with a really high quality photo for your profile pic, and then for the cover, you want to do also high res. There's really good places you can go to create those, like a cover for Twitter or Facebook. The one I use is Canva, and a lot of big industries use that too.
Canva?
Canva, C-A-N-V-A. It's free. It's super easy. You can upgrade. I think James has got another one you use. No? And it's really, just take some time to learn it, and it's got all the dimensions preset for you. So you can go in and, like Bob has, I saw yours, what you want to do is go in and your cover should be like, if there are recognizable characters that you voice, put those on there. So you want to have your photo, and then your cover photo for Twitter and Facebook, it's going to be a conglomeration of some sort of that. And there's other places you can go, like I said, but Canva's really good. Then you want to also make sure you're using hashtags. I know.
Let's explain about hashtags.
Let's talk about hashtags.
Because I recently learned that the hashtag and the @ are totally different things.
Yeah.
They do different things. They make different things, and I don't know what either one of them do.
So your @ is your handle. That's how people find you. That's your name. The hashtag is conversations. So I was texting with a group of friends a while back, watching a movie, and I thought, oh, so that's Twitter. I mean, in the basic terms, you're texting a big group of people. So if you jump on a conversation, a hashtag, say you're watching a movie, How to Get Away with Murder, not that I'm obsessed with it or anything, But if you're watching that and you use the hashtag that they use, then you can jump on there that night while you're watching that, and it's like you're texting with the world or with the U.S. or whatever. So that's a good way, a very, very basic way to understand what a basic beginning understanding of
So
Twitter.
you
Does that
have to
make
jump
sense?
on the hashtag bandwagon
You do.
while it's live and happy and doing.
You don't have to be live with it, but they're gonna.
Yeah, so there's always trending topics like you were talking about on Twitter, and then also Facebook. They use hashtags as well. But utilizing the hashtag is a way to basically show, like she was saying, show the rest of the world that you're having the same conversation as them. So anybody who's having the conversation like today, maybe like hashtag 420 or something. You might do a tweet and then use that hashtag, so anybody else that wants to have that conversation who's using that hashtag can find your tweet and go, oh, that person's interested in the same thing I am. I want to learn more about them. I want to follow them. So, yeah.
To super simplify it, by putting the # in front of any word or phrase, you are making that word or phrase searchable.
Without any spaces, right?
No spaces, no other characters. When you use the @ symbol, you're tagging a person's profile. If you start a tweet, and this is my favorite fact, if you start a tweet with somebody's name, so starting a tweet with the @ symbol and then someone's name, it is not going to show up on everyone's timeline. So if you are fortunate enough to already have a fan base and want to reply to your fans without overpopulating someone's timeline, so you're writing back thank you. Let's say you have something airing that night, or something was announced and you're getting a lot of congratulations tweets. It's a really nice thing to say thank you back if someone's taking the time to tweet you, but you don't want to fill up everybody's feeds by saying thank you over and over again. Start those tweets with the fan's username and it will not show up in everyone's timeline.
How many of you are active tweeters? How many of you would like to be more active on your Twitter? If you're starting a hashtag, is it just those you're connected with will see it and continue the trend? Because who's going to see your...
Starting a trend is a great way to grow an audience. It's hard to get a trending topic up there, and like Lisa was saying, it's on the right side on Facebook, it's on the left side on Twitter. Starting a trending topic is difficult, so if you can strike gold and make it happen, awesome, more power to you. Be super proud, put it in your profile, tell people that you created this hilarious hashtag or this character that inspired the hilarious hashtag, and own it.
So
but
you
often-
promote your trend.
Hell yeah.
How do you do that? You can say, Holly, sure.
Hell yeah.
How do you promote your trend?
How do you promote it? Well, you can pay to promote a tweet. I mean, that's what that word, if you're using the word promote on Twitter, most people are going to assume you're buying ads, because Twitter has promoted tweets. How do you get other people to tweet it? You have to be really funny. You have to be really engaging. You have to be really on the moment. You have to be talking about something that other people want to share as their opinion as well. Retweets, comments, all that stuff. Retweet has become a phrase in the English language. People will be having conversations, and instead of saying I agree with you, they say retweet.
Yeah.
So another way to get so if you jump on a trending hashtag on Facebook or more specifically, I think Twitter, and you've got something really clever to say about it, use that hashtag. Those things are running through your mind all the time. Use these platforms. It feels like a hard thing, but you've got your phone and you're like, oh, that's funny. Tweet it. Don't say it to yourself. Tweet it,
Okay. All right, I'm at LA Studios. I'm doing a commercial for Coca-Cola. It's a radio spot. It's 4 spots. Create my tweet. Hashtag my voiceover career.
First off, are you under NDA?
No, I did not sign an NDA.
Okay.
Are you required to post on behalf of Coca-Cola? Did they give you any hashtags for the brand?
They gave me nothing but scale plus 10.
It's got a good agent.
And how funny is that? They gave me nothing but hashtag scale plus 10.
Okay, so that's the type of
I don't know.
stuff you do?
Yeah, seriously, that's
I mean,
funny.
it's a little inside baseball, but yeah, you can go for it.
That's funny. Like somebody would listen to the audience laughed. I mean, or not. I mean, those are funny things. When you think something like that and hashtag it, who knows? Somebody might jump on it.
I guess you just
You're
have to.
funny. You
have
could
to
use that.
Thank you. I will. I'll give you guys 10%. But you have to think about this stuff in the moment. That's the hard part. We're auditioning in our home booth, and then we go to our agent's office for this, and then we have a callback in a session and this, and our worlds move so fast. We just I got an idea. You pull over and you start to Twitter.
No, don't tweet and drive.
Oh, I said pull over.
Can Snapchat and drive though. That's fine.
All right.
10%, I'm just gonna throw this out there, 10% of kids admit to Snapchatting and driving. So if you have kids, tell them to stop it. Sorry.
Just a PSA.
Just stop it.
As far as kind of preparing yourself, I think, taking 20 minutes in the morning to kind of map out your day a little bit, just like you would probably do anyway to schedule yourself. Think about what you're doing, think about what's coming up, and then the topics and, what maybe entertainment value you can mine out of those things. Like, you don't necessarily have to pre-plan something, but get an idea of what you're going to be doing so it's kind of in the back of your head so that it's just there. And then, as you're going through your day, like, oh, I got that coming up and I was feeling this way about that and I can tweet that. Oh, that's a great tweet.
I did my first Periscope last year at the Daytime Emmys on the red carpet that was on New York Street. Yeah. And I was like such an idiot. Cameras on me. Hi, I'm here. I was a tour guide at Universal Studios like 30 years ago. I was a tour guide. Hi, I'm at Warner Brothers. We're here on New York Street. New York Street's about 35 years old. I'm like, I'm not talking about the Emmys. It was all over. I'm like, I didn't talk about the Emmys. I didn't talk about why I was there. I didn't talk about I was presenting. I was just, because it's scary. It's like live TV.
It is live TV.
You guys know what Periscope is? Anybody not know? Raise your hands. Periscope? Explain what Periscope is.
Well, and there's two live apps that you can use. Facebook's live recording video app. It's right there on your Facebook page.
Oh, is that the video thing?
Yeah, you hit the video.
I don't know what that is.
It's called Facebook Live.
It's called Facebook Live, and but we'll remember it. And so that's fun to really get your fans, your friends too, fans, friends, audience engaged. As like Allison was saying earlier, is just there's things that you might feel mundane about your life, but most people don't experience what you guys are doing. So it's like going on to Facebook Live, and the thing that's great about theirs is it lives on Facebook. So when you finish this live video, so you've got it and you're going around and you're saying, this is what I'm doing here, and then people jump on and they can ask you questions live, so you can read it and respond to them. Now, a little thing though, I think, is to repeat what you've read, because if you go back and watch it later, you don't know what you're responding to. You say, oh, Bob just asked me, what the hell are you doing there? Yeah, I'm auditioning, what do you think? And then Periscope is Twitter's app. So that's a live video feed as well, but that lives for 24 hours and then it's gone. So you need to make sure, if you want that to live somewhere, that it's on your website or...
You can download the Periscopes after the fact.
You can or can't?
You can.
Yeah.
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 So you could. So yeah, you that's new. So you can utilize the content again. You could put it on a YouTube page or something like that.
Which
if
one
you
has
wanted to.
more of an audience, Periscope or Facebook?
It really is about where you have more of an
Right.
audience.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
All right.
it goes out to your fans and followers. So
Okay.
that's kind of that's a personal question, Bob.
No, it is. I'm sorry. But we're all family.
Oh.
Embarrassed.
I wanted to say one other thing about finding time to post. I think if you're crazy type A like I am, a great way to do it is to actually create a calendar. And I mentioned this idea of finding and Lisa was talking too about finding your voice and your brand and deciding what those important pieces are. You can schedule like, okay, on Tuesdays I talk about my yoga practice. On Wednesdays I talk about my professional accolades. On Thursday I talk about my adorable dog Tiger. And you can actually figure it out. Exactly when you're posting, so that when it comes to Thursday afternoon and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Well, Thursday afternoon is Tiger time, so hey, puppy.
So even though this is an audience geared towards VO, it's the overall life that needs to be out there, not just the career.
I talk a lot about the aspirational versus the attainable with the clients that I work with. And I think it's really important to constantly be crossing that line. There's something in the middle here that happens. And even just living in LA, it can be an aspirational life for a lot of the country. And things that you're experiencing here in Los Angeles are aspirational. Whether or not you're on the red carpet every day, which I'm assuming most of us are not, just being able to live here and go on beautiful hikes and experience Los Angeles is really cool. And you can take advantage of that through your social media. I talked earlier about truthfulness versus honesty. I think you want to be true to your character, but you don't, and who you are as a person, not only your characters and the artistry characters, but your character as a human. You can be on your couch eating cookie dough and post a gym selfie. That's really okay. Nobody's demanding that
No, it's not.
I encourage it. I had a cookie before we came out here. But you can be truthful in that it is a gym selfie of you. You did go to the gym on Monday, but today you're eating cookie dough.
All right, I want to rehash a little bit. Not rehash tag, but rehash a little bit. A social media calendar. That's a good start to organize your social media business.
I think it's more important that you're excited about social. So if you're the kind of person that will work well with having a calendar and having a to-do list, then that's great. If having a calendar and having a to-do list is going to stress you out and make you not enjoy what you're doing, that's going to come across in your voice and in your posts. So you just need to figure out what works for you that's going to get you excited about posting.
I agree 100%. We were talking about that earlier, too, that you really have to find what you love about it, and you can, because you've got all these things going on in your life and in your head, and it's exciting and fun, and sometimes share some of the struggles that you go through too with it, because most of the country don't get to do what you're doing, and this is that's going to be a basis for growing your fan base too.
So something as simple as driving to your agent's office for an audition is post-worthy, I should say.
Yes, absolutely.
Not everybody has an agent. I mean, you really want to thread that line of, like, if you're too aspirational, you're a Real Housewife, right? You are.
Yeah.
If you're too attainable, you're, my aunt who lives, in Idaho and, works on a farm, which is great, but that's not what you are. So you really want to go back and forth between the two. You don't want to be a Real Housewife. You don't want to be somebody's next door neighbor. Be truthful.
How do you do it without looking desperate? Thank you.
So I think choosing your words really carefully, choosing your voice and your tone. I think being appreciative of the opportunities that you're given, understanding that this is part of the process and part of the game, and that you're playing the game. There are moments that are kind of desperate moments, and it's okay to highlight those, but it's also okay to not show them. Nobody's asking you to share every detail of your life.
Feeling desperate as in, what do you mean?
I am bragging, hoping somebody
Okay.
loves me because I'm an actor.
Right, yeah, okay. That's
Look at me, look at me, look at me.
And how you do that is just how Allison said, is being real. Like, you are doing this, and this is super freaking cool, but it's also a lot of work. So you can be honest, maybe not honest, truthful,
Either one.
and be, show how hard this is, what you do. That is so cool. I mean, how many people, I'm sure, relatives across wherever they live are like, ugh, yeah, sure, you get to do that. Yeah, well, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of doing things where I'm not getting paid. And it may seem fun, but it's work. But I mean, not all of that. But you also show yourself. That's what we were talking about, integrated. It's not all just that you're a voiceover artist. You're a pet owner. You're a mom. You speak up for human rights. Whatever it is, they want to know who you are, who this awesome voiceover artist that has this awesome career is. Not just, oh, I'm an actor. Don't you wish you were me? But that I'm actually like dogs too, like you. or whatever it is. You know, I have a garden. I'm getting excited.
And gardens are great. Hashtag garden. And, you know, social media, I think a little bit is bragging. That's kind of the idea. You know, it's talking a little bit about your life, and I think there's a little bit about that in marketing yourself as an actor and a performer too. So I think just being genuine about it and putting, you know, if you get the opportunity to work with somebody or work on a project, making your tweet or your post about that person, not about what you did, not about the character you got to play, not, oh, I just did a great job, but, you know, I was able to work with this person and they are two-time Emmy-winning, you know, performer, and oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Making it about the other person, less about what you've accomplished, you know, I think is a way to.
I think also explaining what it took you to get to that moment. There's two things you can do. One is say, it took me 10 auditions to get this commercial. Please check it out on YouTube. You know, I'm so proud of the work that I did and the path that it took me to get here, and explain what that is. The other thing is there's a great hashtag that I have to shout out. My friends use this all the time, hashtag humble brag. If you're showing off, show off. It's all right. Not every post should be that, but once in a while, if you have this great moment, people should be able to celebrate it.
And it's also okay to still be a fan. And going back to what you're talking about, saying how awesome is it when we see a really recognizable face gush over somebody else. It makes you go, wow, that person's a real person. I mean, I'm trying to think of like Jennifer.
Aniston.
All of
Oh.
them. No, but she's always Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is great about that. She goes out there and she's freaking Jennifer Lawrence, and then you see her gushing over somebody. So, I mean, you're not Jennifer Lawrence, but you might be someday. But even if you're not, you can be like, holy crap, can you believe I'm sitting next to this guy? Or whatever, I'm working with this. That's cool, and that's bragging, yeah, but it's also like, if you were here, you'd be, this is so cool, I wish you could be experiences. I want you to experience this with me. And that's what your social media platforms are doing for your fans and your friends. I want you to experience this with me. But to not make it all about yourself, you want to engage, which is why you want to engage. You don't want to be just like, I'm awesome. Oh, did you respond to me? I didn't even notice. So people respond, you respond back. That's a huge part of it. You want to respond to comments, and if somebody retweets something of yours, you like that. You acknowledge that they've acknowledged you. So acknowledging people is huge.